So let's just get nice and comfortable. Just relax. I figured it was kind of like cloud-like before you try to keep pushing through whatever this is. Pause for a second. You don't have to explain anything. You don't have to find the right words for things. If the night feels heavy or more than it should, and maybe your body has just been on all day, now it's time to slow down. If your thoughts are racing, if your chest feels tight, you are not broken. You are having a very human response to carrying more than you should. Let's be here together without fixing, just noticing. Can you feel the way the air moves in your chest? Okay, you got it. Maybe it's shallow and maybe it's shaky, but it's still here and you're still here. You're not expected to hold it all together. If you want, you can set everything down right now. Not forever, just for a little while. You can leave it here and come back when you're ready. I want to acknowledge you've been trying so hard and trying to stay kind, to stay present, and to keep going in the quiet ways no one sees. You don't need to prove anything by holding it all in. You don't need to be perfect to deserve rest. Oh, thank you. Try with me to potentially unclench your jaw. Let your hands loosen up. Let your shoulders drop. And let your body know it does not need to be on high alert. You are not too late. You are not unlovable. And you are not falling behind. You are someone who deserves more care than they were given, and you're still here, and that matters. Let's breathe slowly now. Not to be calm, but to come back to yourself, back to your chest and your breath and your presence. You're still here, and I'm glad you're still here. Now, let's start our sleep stories. Anytime you want me to weave in other triggers with the sleep stories, let me know. For now, we can use our snail, but we've got all sorts of things. I actually bought pop rocks a long time ago, and we've never got to use those. So that could be something we could try later on, during rainy car ride perhaps. Okay, let's think of what sleep story we want to do. What are we in the mood for? Let's start with guided visualizations, but if you have a favorite sleep story of mine, let me know. Yeah, I do too. Like, I feel like we all sometimes, like, deserve more, and sometimes it's not, like, conscious from other people. Like, a lot of people are in pain, and so they don't necessarily see, but yes, I thought that was an important thing that I've experienced. And I've also not been able to deliver and, been on the other side. But I try to be mindful, and I think we're all just doing our best. Let's move into our guided visualization, but they're still sleep stories. And I appreciate your feedback, Lauren. Okay, so let's see. I need to alphabetize these. Oh, I should do the nighttime worries later. Guided visualization. Okay, let me just search for it. Okay. Let's see which one we want to start with. How about we do... I've got 2 gardens. Let's start with something easy. It's called floating into sleep. I should brush. What if I use some makeup brushes? Okay, let's do makeup brushes. I'm gonna use some smaller ones and then a fluffy one right here. Okay, let's open that back up. When you're ready for bed, Begin finding the most comfortable position for your body. Just relax. Maybe you're lying on your back or perhaps on your sides. Just relax. However you feel most supported, there's no right way to rest. This is your time and your space. And take a moment to feel the weight of your body resting into the surface beneath you. Notice how the bed or blanket or cushion gently holds you. You are supported here. You are safe. Thank you so much. Bring awareness to your body. Start from the toes or wherever you're ready. Just relax. Feel your legs, your hips, your back, your shoulders. Let each part remember its weight, its presence, and its right to rest. You're grounding yourself, rooted and relaxed. You are peaceful. You are whole. Now imagine the clouds start rolling in and they begin to gather around you. They're soft, quiet, like a gentle fog drifting in with hush of summer nights. In the distance, faint music plays, calming and slow, like a lullaby from the sky. Feel your body, or whichever part are resting. Let go. Let them drop deeper into the support beneath you. Hi, Thomas. Happy Sunday. There's nothing to carry right now. The tension, the pressure, the effort, let it all release. The fog and waves. Lauren, that's so sweet. I'm doing good, cowboy. Well, I should say, Thomas, how are you doing? The fog and waves start rolling through the room. Everything begins to slow. You feel calm and comforted and sleepy, sleepy, sleepy. Let your head settle on your pillow. Let your neck feel supported. Your eyes may begin to close gently, naturally. There's no need to force any sleep. Your arms can rest wherever they're comfortable. Maybe your palms are facing up or tucked close. You choose what brings you ease. Then something begins to shift. The bed, or whatever surface you're resting on, starts to lift slowly, effortlessly. You begin to float softly, safely into the clouds above. The higher you rise, the sleepier you become. calming for myself, so I'm glad you share in that. Stay in this place as long as you like. Let your body remain heavy, your breath slow, and your mind light. There's no need to rush. Just drift, rest, and receive. You deserve rest. You deserve peace. You are enough, just as you are. Hi, Mario. Happy Sunday. Thank you, Amanda. I'm so glad you like it. Now, sleep will come when it's ready. And whenever you need comfort, you can return to this special place up in the clouds, floating into sleep. Now, as we transition, I'm going to do some more brushing, or should we do a scalp massage, listening to sleep stories? Scalp massage it is. Hold on. Okay, so we're gonna do the first sleep story. So I write all these sleep stories, and we usually start with guided visualization sleep stories. They're woven in with trigger words and important messages of hope and peace and self-care, and they're all different techniques that I've learned over the last, 5-6 years of doing meditation. Thank you, Kelly, for the roses. I so appreciate it. Okay, without further ado, let's see if this is the one. Okay. The Garden of Returning to Quiet. So I'm just gonna massage your scalp and then your temples as I read you a sleep story that's woven into a guided meditation. It's specifically for if you have ruminations, which are kind of repeating thoughts on a loop that sometimes consume people, and we can get past that with some practice. And it's not perfect, but it's something that we can use as a technique. So close your eyes if you want. Picture yourself stepping into a forgotten garden. It hasn't been tended to in quite some time. The grass is sparse and overgrown. The flowers are gone, and the vines have crept across the fences, tangled and wild. There's something quiet about it, dimmed, messy, unsettled. Like your thoughts right now, maybe. You came here full of them, crowded, looping, or loud. And those ruminations might not let go. And if you don't have ruminations, you can try to apply it to something you're struggling with. And yet something inside you asks you to stay in this garden for a little longer. Just relax, you're okay. You sit down, the right in the middle of the sparse grass as it crunches gently beneath you. A breeze passes gently beneath you, right over your skin. The branches of an old tree nearby start stretching slowly. Just relax. And you begin to curl around you, casting shade from the sun above, protecting you. But the thoughts, they still swirl, and your mind still races. So you whisper, maybe out loud or just in your heart, please give me a sign and let me find quiet again. And then the garden whispers back, take Let's try 4 and 4 and 4. So breathe in for 4. Hold for 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Out for 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And one more time. 1, 2, 3, 4. In. Hold. 1, 2, 3, 4. And out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And you begin to feel yourself grounded and firmly in the grass. You notice the birds chirping louder, and you hear the rustle, the soft shuffle of life emerging. Something stirs in you, and you open your eyes, and what you see is magic. Flowers are blooming right before you. Petals unfurl in slow motion. Orchids, tulips, daisies, colors that never been seen before, each one more vivid than the other. Just relax, it's okay. The scent of fresh air fills your nose. Cool, floral, kissed with sunlight. Trees begin to grow. Tall, elegant, twisting. The branches reach towards the sky, swaying gently as if stretching just for you. And then a garden filled with vegetables appear, lush and ripe, food for animals, for you, and nourishment everywhere. The garden hums with life, and you understand now each breath you took gave something back to the garden. And in return, the garden gave something to you. Stillness, wonder, beauty, a return to yourself. Whenever the ruminations return, whenever the thoughts try to take over you again, you can come back here to this garden. You can bring more life. You can bloom more flowers. You can smell the sweet air again. You can hear the birds in the trees. Because this garden lives inside of you now. And as you stand, you watch the vines twist and turn, shaping new paths. The branches ripple in the breeze like the sounds of rustling goodness, gentle, familiar, and kind. And the thoughts, they're quiet now, and you found your voice, and you remember who you are. You are the breath. You are the garden, and you are the one who brings back the color. Okay, so that was the garden. And now we're gonna let's do a more upbeat one. We're gonna go to our sleep stories. Let's see what we have. We have so many. Yes, I did write that. In transparency, what I do is I meditate. I then dictate the whole outline, and then I have sometimes AI polish up some of the wording, but it's 100% my thoughts, and it's like 95% of my we are doing ASMR fish. So for some people it relaxes them. It's autonomic sensory meridian response, and some people it doesn't have that effect. So you can see if you like it. Yes, like everything edits it, but money to be able to afford them, so I want to make sure that we have enough that somebody that likes them is able to access them for free, and then a good portion of them will be for somebody that they can download. I feel like that's a fair compromise, which I'll be doing soon, but I do have them posted on my YouTube and shorts on here on TikTok. Okay. Oh, okay, so if you don't know, I have 2 ragdoll cats, and and I have a 3 series and a 10 series sleep stories that we can do later. The 3 series sleep story is centered around our fictitious town called Evermere. Evermere is the most magical place. Let me see if I can put it into the background of the live. Let's see. Okay, hold on. Stickers, background. It's loading. Might take too long. I'll show you it later. Anyways, a lot of us like to go to Evermere, so it's guided visualizations of this most enchanting town that we've all created. Hi, Derry. Welcome in. Thank you for the heart buff. Okay, I have 2 ragdoll cats. They will visit soon. They made their appearance last night, and I wrote a little bit of a story. Some of it is real about the history of ragdolls, but it's basically like written as a story. It's called The Origin of Ragdolls, a little bit of fictitious thrown in there. Close your eyes and let's drift back in time. Oh, let's head back to the 1960s in a quiet town of Riverside, California. There, in a small, sun-dabbled home, a woman named Ann Baker was about to change the world. For cats. Forever. She didn't know at the time, but the cats she cared for, the ones that curled around her ankle, would one day become known as ragdolls. It began with her cat named Josephine. Josephine was a white and long-haired cat, with eyes like glassy oceans and presence that somehow otherworldly. She was gentle, relaxed, so relaxed that when people held her in their arms, she would go completely limp, just like a rag doll, floppy, soft and trusting, melting into love like it was the most natural thing in the world. Josephine had kittens, and those kittens had something special. Not just their stunning blue eyes or their silky coat, but their temperament. They're affectionate and sweet and peaceful in a way that felt magical. Like they were made of moonlight and a little bit sprinkled fairy dust. Anne noticed and slowly, intentionally began to breed Josephine's litter, pairing her kittens with equally gentle social cats until a new breed was born. A breed with a loving heart, a relaxed spirit, and a name inspired by the way they fall into your arms. The ragdoll, some said, was its nature, some said it was fate, but all that mattered was how they made people feel. Safe, seen, and loved. Ragdolls weren't bred for show. They were bred for companionship, for curling beside you when you feel small, for blinking slowly when the world doesn't come easily, and for the quiet, soft presence you didn't know you needed until they were there. So tonight, as you fall asleep, know this story began not in a lab or a palace, but in a modest home in Riverside, California, with a cat who simply trusted the world enough to go limp in her arms. A cat who passed that softness on, and now maybe one is curled beside you, like mine are beside me. Or maybe you're dreaming of one, a ragdoll full of kindness and stillness, the kind of softness that doesn't need to say a word to make you feel completely loved. Good night from the spirit of Josephine. Okay, so that was one of my modest sleep stories. Minimal effort I put into that one. I'll start getting into the more popular ones. Okay, so let's see. What triggers should we do as we read sleep stories? Do you want to continue with brushing, like makeup brushes, tapping? We can do visual triggers. We can do sound therapy, wax paper. If the comments are usually very quiet when I read sleep stories, so if somebody doesn't answer, no worries. I'll come up with something that I think might fit. Brushing and tapping, perfect. We'll do a little bit of both. Okay, I'll get the wax out too, and we'll do those after, so it's gonna go brushing, tapping, and then wax. Okay, this is called Calling Me to Cornwall. Okay, let's put this over here. My favorite place that I am going to go to is in Cornwall, which is in England, like the southern part. And it's like what I've always dreamed. It's the most perfect place because it's like this like coastal area with very like beautiful cliffs and like fishing villages and things like that. If anybody's from England, they may have it better, but I've watched this show called Doc Martin and I was hooked. I cannot wait to go there. And so I made a guided visualization kind of sleep story about it. So if you like the sea and like beautiful scenery, you might like this. Thank you for the rose drafts. Okay, for years she has been a loyal fan of a British TV show called Doc Martin, set in the picturesque village called Port Wen. She later learned the real-life town was called Port Isaac. It's a gem coast of Cornwall, where narrow lanes wound between whitewashed cottages, and the sea breathed salt air into every corner. From the first episode she ever seen, she fallen in love with the place. It wasn't just the show, it was the backdrop. The way the fishing boats bobbed in the harbor, and the rugged cliffs rising above the bay. Stipple, stipple, stipple. Ooh, I want to get out my favorite brush. One day she would go there. After years of dreaming that one day arrived, she packed her bags, booked a ticket, and flew to Heathrow. From there she traveled southwest, watching the countryside change from the city sprawl to rolling fields to windswept coastlines, until finally Cornwall greeted her with the sound of gulls and the smell of sea. Her first sight of Port Isaac stole her breath. It was exactly as she imagined, and yet entirely more real. Stone cottages clung to the hillside, their slate roofs weathered by centuries of storms. Fishing nets and lobster pots lined the harbor walls. The tide glistened in the afternoon light. Time seemed to slow, as though the whole town existed in its own gentle rhythm. Just relax. She began her visit at the cliffs overlooking the bay. From here she could see the fishing boats drifting in the clustered rooftop below. The breeze was crisp, carrying the scent of salt and seaweed. She found the bench she'd seen so often on the screen and sat for a moment, letting it sink in. She was really here. Her cottage for the week was right in town. A snug, whitewashed place with low-beamed ceilings and a window that looked out onto the harbor. In the morning time, she could walk to the market and get fresh bread, or simply wander the lanes until she reached the sea. The locals greeted her warmly, as if she'd always been a part of this place. That evening, as the sky darkened, the lights of the harbor glowed softly. She sat at the little wooden table in her cottage. The window beside her was cracked open just enough to let the faint sound of the waves against the harbor wall and the occasional call of the gulls setting in for the night. The scent of salt air drifted, mixing with the warmth of tea in her cup. She opened her notebook. Its pages were crisp and new, and began to write a list of the places she wanted to visit, the places that lived in her mind for years through the screen. This was her plan for the week, her way to weave fiction and reality together. First stop, Doc Martin's house, the stone building that sparked this whole trip. The school where Louisa taught, its cheerful windows looking out the sea. That's one of my favorite places in the show. The bay, the heart of so many scenes and the pulse of the real village. The castle, thank you, Rachel. A day trip she always imagined taking. The pharmacy where so much on-screen drama unfolded. She knew, of course, that the interior on the show didn't match the building in real life. perfect. Are you in your jammies? Of the neighbors chatting by the quay, this was a space that lived in the present yet carried its history and pride. Where heritage wasn't just preserved in the buildings, but the way of life itself. She had come to Doc Martin. She had left with a moment sealed in time, a piece of history, of her story that felt as if she had always been waiting for, and now her core memory she would carry for the rest of her life. And so I hope to relive, well, to be able to live that story. I am certainly going to travel to Cornwall, and I can't wait because I will definitely document everything. Oh, we're all in our jammies. I'm so glad. Let's move on to tapping and reading more stories. And if you have a trigger, we're gonna do tapping, then wax paper, while we're reading my own custom sleep stories for you to relax. They all have a special message of just hope and comfort. Okay, we are going to read Evermere now, and this is our fictitious town, and I am going to show you some pictures so you can picture yourself there. So, all of our followers, I created this fictitious town called Evermere. It's a place where you can close your eyes when things get stressful and imagine yourself in your own cottage there. We now have 3 stories, so as you listen to them, you can picture yourself, living amongst Evermere in this kind of vacation spot where all of our followers have this nice symbiotic relationship filled with empathy and kindness and caring. So I'll show you a picture first. Just looking through my pictures. So we're going to be reading 3 stories, all in the town. Can you see it? There's my cottage right there. Here you go. Ready? Cottage number 4. We already have cottage 22 taken by one of my followers. Without further ado, welcome to Evermere as I tap. I'm going to pull the stories up and we're going to start from the beginning. And with the theme of my special ragdoll cats, since they're the guardians of the town, we're going to tap on some cat things and some other non-cat related things. Whenever the weight of the world feels too heavy, close your eyes, let your breath soften, and picture. Thank you, Amanda. I'm writing some more this week, so I look forward to sharing them. Picture a gentle, fluffy cloud, soft, comforting, with delicate pastel colors that swirl together like the softest brush strokes of a painting. You see the most beautiful clouds with soft pastel hues of creamy whites and off-whites, tender pinks and beiges, light greens and soft purples, all blending together in a dreamy, otherworldly dance. It feels like a vessel carrying you swiftly in the town of Evermere. Here, a cozy cottage number 4. An entire world of ASMR. Magic comes to life. Inside, the faint scent of warm tea and the gentle crackle of a fire greet every guest and wrap them in warmth and calm. Within these welcoming walls, the spirit of whatever kindness lives, breathes, and offering comfort and calm, solace to every traveler who arrives. Thank you so much. These are my favorite stories that I've wrote. The owner of this cottage is me, Lauren, along with her beloved ragdoll cats, which have not made their appearance there in the other room. They look over the town and they protect it. Hi Jada, welcome in. You can, that's the whole point. It's our town. We can all have our own cottage there, and although it hasn't turned into a real world cottage or vacation area yet, it all lives in our minds. Yes, Jada, I do remember you. I think that you were there, I want to say, 2 months ago, is that right? They are the guardians of dreams, gently guiding each soul who wanders in on a magical journey of calm and wonder in this haven. The softest sounds and the warmest whispers ease every worry and soothe every heart. I'm so glad you can stop by again, Jada. Thanks for stopping in. But this is not just Astrid and my and Salea's town. This is all of our town. It's what you make of it. It's the most special, comforting, magical place for you to find peace, balance, and the tender embrace of a caring community. This is the world of whatever kindness. Thank you, Sammy. I'm so glad you like it. And it's always here for you. Whenever you need comfort, simply close your eyes. Let the gentle cloud carry you back to Evermere. Yes, of course I can. And back to a safe space, back to where you truly belong. So that's the first sleep series. Okay, I'm gonna read you some positive affirmations while we tap on some wax paper. So I have some newer affirmations, and I did do a video on them on the main page. Let's try one first. One wax paper. See how. Okay. I'm gonna go into what we call. Hi Venus. You changed your profile picture, didn't you? Okay, so we are going to read affirmations, but we affectionately call them floof-formations for my ragdoll cats. And then we'll get back to sleep stories, but it will be a nice transition. Okay, which ones are so we can do, I can see a sunset. Yes, my sleep stories are helpful. So a little background. I live with chronic illness. illness and I can't leave the house much as of right now. And I've been sick for a long time, so I live a lot in my head. And so now you guys are getting to experience, kind of what goes on in my head when you can't go out, you kind of live in your own world. And so I've been lucky enough to kind of have a really vivid imagination, and I look forward to getting back out and like being able to live these memories, in real time. But for now, I get to live them through stories with you guys, and I'm so happy to be able to do that. Okay, so let's see. Okay, so these affirmations are... Sorry, I have a lot of affirmations. We go by, you too. Oh my gosh, Venus, thank you. Yes, if you want to listen to sleep stories and like full lives, I have a few lives, and sleep stories are on YouTube at With Ever Kindness. Okay, so these are affirmations and they're put in order. So this is about core healing and self-worth affirmations, and then we'll head right back into sleep stories. I trust myself to make decisions that honor my body and mind. I am allowed to rest without guilt. My body deserves care. I listen to my needs and meet them with compassion. I release what no longer serves my healing. My priority is my health, and it's not a luxury. I trust the pace of my journey. Let's add another piece of wax paper. I trust the pace of my journey even when it feels slow. And I'm not a burden. I am worthy of support and ease. Just rest and relax. Every breath I take brings me closer to balance. My needs are not too much. They are valid and worthy of care. I don't need to earn love or rest. I deserve both. It's safe to protect my peace even if others don't understand. Boundaries are a form of self-respect, not rejection. There we go, that's much better. Sorry, guys. Even on hard days, I am still growing. I can be both healing and hopeful at the same time. I am not behind. I am exactly where I need to be to begin again. I am allowed to step away from what harms my peace. Even when I feel unsure, I am learning to trust my inner voice. It's not my job to carry what others refuse to heal. I'll repeat that one. It's not my job to carry what others refuse to heal. My safety and peace matter more than someone else's comfort. I can hold space for my pain without letting it take over. Even when I feel alone, I still belong. I am learning to speak to myself with kindness that I've needed all along. My pain is real, but it's not of course, we have almost 100 affirmations that I've put together. That's a little window in. So now we're gonna head back in, and we've got 2 more sleep stories, and I'll be done at 11:30 tonight because I've got a big study day tomorrow. So I am currently working on designing an app for a case study, and I'm getting pretty close to a mock-up, so I'm really excited about it. Okay. We have so much more affirmations, but I can't read them all tonight, but I can't wait to share more with you. Okay, so the next one is, this must be, nope, there should be another one. Here it is, perfect. Let's do a little bit of a sound therapy before we start, just a little bell ringing. It's not a loud bell, it's just a sound bar. Hi Sharon, how are you doing? Here it is. Okay, a gentle noise. Thank you for the heart love. Thank you, Isabel. Oh my god, I was just gonna ask you, but I didn't want to sound nosy. Oh my god. Okay, I'm like freaking out inside. I'm so excited for you. I've been along for the journey before it was even you were ready to move in. This is like such a big thing for you. Oh my gosh, I'm so happy for you. You're gonna love it. Think about how many memories are gonna be made there. These sound bars always relax me. Hi Ava, welcome back. Okay, we're gonna move on to our sleep stories. Yay, Sharon. Okay. The Gathering of Evermere. Prelude to the first journey to tonight's gathering. Evermere began as a place you could travel to in your mind when the world felt too heavy. A soft pastel cloud would lift you and carry you across the rainbow. That's the whole point. It really makes me feel fulfilled when I can help other people and know that there are other people going through things and that we're not alone in it, and that we can find community in a healthy, balanced, boundary-driven way, you know? So a soft pastel cloud would lift you up, carry you across the rainbow, and where fireflies glisten and fairies twirl in the trees and woodland creatures greet you with a gentle nod. You walk past the old oak tree, across the little stone bridge, down Firefly Lane to the cottages, a safe space where kindness lives in every breath. Astrid and Saleya, my ragdolls, Evermere's calm, bright-eyed protectors watch over this town, keeping it warm and safe and filled with welcome. Okay, if you can hear in the background something tapping, that's Astrid, my ragdoll. She needs her snack, so I will be right back. I apologize. Yes, my sweet Astrid is a creature of habit, and she always needs her snack. Normally it's around 12 o'clock, but she decided 11:11 today. Yes, I am Eastern Standard Time. I know, I always assume everybody has the same time zone as me too. Okay, back to our sleep story. You walked past the old oak tree, across the little stone bridge, down Firefly Lane to the cottages, a safe space where kindness lives in every breath. Astrid and Saleya, Evermere's calm, bright-eyed protectors. Watch over this town and keep it warm and safe and filled with welcome. And the more stories we've told. Hold on a second, I have to grab a drink. Yes, I should definitely make a list. The only thing is that because of my chronic illness, I try to only go on Sundays, but I did go on yesterday. But there's some weeks that I don't feel well, so I haven't posted. I did have a list together, but I've been able to go on at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Most days I went on an hour later today because I had to finish up a bunch of laundry, which is a big deal for me because my heart rate was really, really high today. But I made it successfully with clean clothes, so I'm so excited. You know, you have to take the little milestones in. Okay. Now, let's get back. As you walk past the old oak tree, across the little stone bridge, down Firefly Lane, to the cottages, a safe space where kindness lives and breathes. Astrid and Saleya, Evermere's calm, bright-eyed protectors, watch over this town. They keep it warm, safe, and filled with welcome. And the more stories we hold, for the first night of many gatherings, where we're not only sharing food, but the bond that makes this place alive. So, as we start this story, this is still in Evermere, our fictitious town, for all of our followers, where peace and comfort is. Tonight is the arrival of Evermere, where we're doing a gathering where we're all going to enjoy food and company. Tonight is a special night in Evermere. One by one, the people of With Ever Kindness arrive at the cottages. They've come seeking shared laughter, gentle joy, comfort, and care. A place where acceptance isn't earned, it's given. Where inclusivity isn't promised, it's a way cottages, a place of refuge, comfort, and peace. And tonight, we gather for the first time of what will be many gatherings, an ongoing tradition woven in the heart of Evermere, where no one is alone and everyone belongs. You stand in the doorway of your Evermere cottage. The air is warm but cooling, tinted with the scent of lavender, my favorite, and fresh bread. Yeah, let's do that. How's the sound for brushing? Is that okay? I can use a different brush as well, or my fingertips. You stand in the doorway of your Evermere cottage. The air is warm but cooling, tinted with the scent of lavender and fresh bread drifting down the lane. The sun is lowering, painting the mossy hills in gold. Somewhere nearby, a soft tap, tap, tap of some footsteps on the pebbled path. The first lantern flickers gently. Its light is born from the fairy's own special fairy dust. Tiny wings shimmer in the glow as the fairies dance from one lantern to the next, like floating stars guiding the way. The path to the gathering place. You step outside, carrying something in your hand. Maybe a dish you made, maybe something you crafted, or maybe something so precious. I don't know if you can see my background. Okay. Something so precious to share with the community. Your shoes crunch softly on the moss-lined path. Crunch, crunch, crunch. Either side, a tall oak tree sways gently, their leaves whispering in the breeze. Birds sing their last song of the day, and tiny woodland creatures, animals peek out to watch you pass. The path curves, leading to a small bridge. In the very heart of my town, underneath, a slow-moving stream catches the light of rising moon, casting silver ripples that dance beneath your feet. Across the bridge, a hillside rises before you. At first, it looks like nothing more than earth and moss. But then you notice a pair of wooden doors framed in ivy, lanterns hanging on each side. You step inside, and the space opens.
aroma of the dishes brought from every cottage, each one made with love and care. This is more than a hall. It's the heart of Evermere, a place where the town shared work, creativity, and kindness all come together under one roof. A long curved table stretches through the room, every dish placed with care. The loaves of bread still warm from the oven, roasted vegetables, dusted rosemary, pies with generous berries, and the sweetness filling the air. Each dish carries a piece of its maker's heart, a favorite flavor, a texture that brings comfort, an idea that wanted to share, all wrapped in an intricate and winding appreciation and love of the community. Norma, I write only like positive, uplifting sleep stories, but it does give me an idea. Maybe we'll read a scary sleep story for Halloween, but I'll have to write it and I'll have to get in the mood because I am so afraid of scary movies, but I can definitely come up with something. Good idea though. Each dish here carries a piece of its maker's heart, a favorite flavor, a texture that brings comfort, an idea that wanted to share, all wrapped in the intricate winding appreciation of a community itself. And your dish, fresh salad, crisp garden greens, scattered with bright, edible flowers. A jar of your homemade dressing, glistening in the lantern light. Beside it, your sentimental gift, the steady healing purrs and gentle presence of Astrid and inside your cottage and close the door. And know, in Evermere, no one struggles alone. Everyone belongs, and the life of the town lives in each of us. Okay, last story of the night. What should we do? Should we continue doing a scalp massage? Sorry, my allergies. Okay, let's find this one. Nope. This one. Okay, we can try doing skincare, but I'll be reading a story, so will that work? Let's do like a face massage while I'm reading. Like, okay. Of course, Laylee, isn't your favorite trigger makeup and skincare? Am I wrong about that? I can't remember. Okay. So let's move everything. Hold on. Oh, we could do rainy car ride, but I'm gonna put a little rain in the background. Thank you, Willow. Okay, so let's put some nice thunder, like very gentle sounds that we usually do, and do a little bit of skincare while there's a little storm outside. Oh, let me set my gift goal for the night before I get off, because I forgot to do that. Oops, cancel. Hold on, how do I do that? Let's see, add a gift goal. Start a new goal. How do you do it? Oops. Customize. Confirm. Oh wait, I don't even know what I'm doing. I don't even know what the gift goal is. I don't even know what it is. Never mind. Okay. Let's see. How do I do a gift goal? Well, we won't worry about it. Alright, let's get to the thunderstorms. Now, is rose water and glycerin. So close your eyes. Perfect. Take a deep breath. Just relax. And let it out softly and allow yourself to arrive in Evermere once again. Technical difficulty. Now we're going to put some drops on. And we're gonna put this on your face and just roll it. Just roll, roll. And this will help your lymphatic system. Now the other side. Roll, roll, roll. And let's get in your eyes. The rain is just gently falling. And we're just do you guys like the sound of the jade roller on the mic? I can't figure out if I like it. I've never done it on the mic. Let's tighten this up. Okay. Let's try the smaller side. Okay. Here in Evermere, each of us have our own cottage, warm and safe and filled with love, kindness and comfort. Inside we feel cared for, but as we look beyond our doors, we remember that this village is more than just people. It's an entire living, breathing world of connection. Now, let's put a face mask on. Let's shake it up. Evermere belongs not only to us, but also the beings who live alongside us. The gentle sheep in the meadow, the strong, free horses cantering along across the hill, the dogs trotting proudly. With their bows and collars on, and just mix this. The cats curling up by the hearth, the bees humming in the garden, and the birds filling the sky with song. And down, 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 down. The fish are gliding through the stream. Down, down, down. The tiny fireflies are glowing at night. Down, 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 down. Let's brush the hair away from your face. Let's wipe it off. The sheep give their wool as they shed, which villagers gather to weave blankets for warmth. The bees pollinate the flowers and the nectar, and some more skincare. And they carry the nectar back to your hive and create a golden honey to share with the village. The birds' songs calm the villagers from dusk till dawn, carrying and welcoming in the new morning. We're just blending all the skincare in. The horses gallop freely, their manes blowing in the wind, reminding us of the strength and their freedom. And the fish keep the waters clear. The fireflies brighten our path when the night falls. And the fairies sprinkle a little extra dust on difficult days, so no one is ever without magic. Okay. Now we'll put a little bit of moisturizer on. And we return. We give back love, care, shelter, and gratitude. We walk with the animals and we brush their coats, feed them gently, and honor them with kindness. We allow them to live as they wish, free and whole. And today in Evermere is a day of gratitude. All the villagers gather in the square, blankets wrapped around their shoulders, lanterns glowing softly, and animals at their side. Each of us shares something we are thankful for. So we're going to put some moisturizer on. I am grateful for this community. Where kindness always shows up. And I'm grateful for my cats, for their comfort and companionship. And I'm grateful for safe shelter of my cottage, for the food and clean air we all share. And I'm grateful for the animals, the creatures, and the magic they bring. One by one, we each speak until the air itself is thick with gratitude, until the whole village feels wrapped in it. And just one by one, we each speak until the air itself is thick and filled with gratitude, until the whole village feels wrapped in it like a blanket woven of love, comfort, and connection. Take another slow breath in and let it out. Notice how grateful, how gratitude softens the body and the heart and reminds us all we are all interconnected. Now we'll just massage all the facial products. In Evermere and in this moment, all is well. And as the day of gratitude comes to a close, lanterns in the square begin to dim. The night grows softer, quieter, and then the fireflies appear. One by one, they rise from the grass ready to step inside. Together, you enter the warm glow of home, and last to arrive at her cottage comes you with Astrid and Saleya in tow. A pot of tea waits, sweetened with honey from the bees, and the birds' songs drift softly like meditation music. A woolen blanket from the sheep, Sov's gift, rests beside the fire as you settle in, wrapped in comfort and warmth, surrounded by love from the community, with Astrid and Saleya close at your side. You feel safe, cozy, deeply grateful. All is well in Evermere. Take one last gentle breath in and let go. Carry this gratitude with you whenever you drift tonight. And that's the last sleep story of the night. I am so grateful for another wonderful night, getting rid of the Sunday scaries. We used to call it floofing past the Sunday scaries, but I am grateful